Stop what you are doing right now. If you are a pensioner in the United Kingdom, if you receive pension credit, universal credit, or employment and support allowance, what I'm about to tell you in the next few minutes could be the single most important thing you hear this entire year. I am not exaggerating. I am not here to waste your time. This is real. This is happening right now in April 2026. And if you are not aware of what the DWP has just activated across the UK's biggest banks, you could be at serious risk of losing your benefits, being hit with a debt letter, or being flagged for investigation without even knowing why. So please, stay with me until the very end of this video, because I am going to walk you through exactly what has changed, what the 3 new restrictions mean for you personally, who is affected, what the banks are now doing with your account information, and most importantly, what you need to do right now to protect yourself and your payments. Let's get into it. What exactly has the DWP just switched on in April 2026? The Department for Work and Pensions has now activated a sweeping new bank monitoring programme across the United Kingdom under the Public Authorities Fraud, Error and Recovery Act 2026. This is not a rumour, this is not speculation, this is live. Under this new law, the DWP has the power to issue what are called eligibility verification notices, or EVNs, directly to your bank. That means your bank, whether it is Barclays, Lloyds, NatWest, HSBC, Santander, Halifax, or any of the UK's major financial institutions, is now legally required to monitor your account and send flags, signals, and alerts to the DWP whenever your account activity suggests you may not meet the eligibility rules for your benefit. Let that sink in for a moment. Your bank is now actively scanning your account on behalf of the government. And if something catches their attention, they will flag it. A human caseworker at the DWP will then review that flag and decide what happens next. This could mean a letter asking you to explain your finances. It could mean a request for your bank statements. It could mean a review of your entire claim. And in the worst case, if the DWP believes you have been overpaid, it could mean they come after that money and want it back, fast. The government says this is about fighting fraud and error. Ministers say they expect to recover £1.5 billion over 5 years through this programme. They say it is proportionate, it is fair, and that people who have done nothing wrong have nothing to worry about. But here is the truth that nobody is telling you clearly enough. The system is automated. Banks are running software. And that software does not know your life story. It does not know that your savings went up last month because your daughter paid back money she owed you. It does not know that your account showed overseas activity because you visited your grandchildren in Spain for 3 weeks. It does not know that you received a one-off back payment from the DWP itself that now sits in your account and looks like undeclared income. Age UK has raised concerns. Disability Rights UK has raised concerns. Privacy International, the Child Poverty Action Group, and Big Brother Watch have all warned publicly that innocent pensioners, disabled people, and carers face real risk of being wrongly flagged, being put under needless stress, and in some cases losing payments they are fully entitled to. So let me now break down the 3 specific restrictions and rules that pensioners need to understand right now in April 2026. Restriction number 1. The capital limit crackdown and the savings threshold trigger. This is the one that will catch the most people off guard. If you receive pension credit, you need to understand this immediately. The rule around savings and capital has always existed, but what has changed in April 2026 is how it is being enforced. Previously, the DWP relied on you to report your savings accurately when you claimed and when circumstances changed. Now, your bank is doing it for them in real time. Here is what the rules actually say. If your total savings and capital go above £10,000, the DWP begins to treat that money as generating what they call tariff income. In simple terms, for every £500 you hold above £10,000, the system assumes you are earning £1.25 per week from that money, even if you are not. That assumed income is then used to reduce your pension credit award. And if your savings climb above £16,000, your entitlement to means-tested benefits can be cut off completely. Now here is where April 2026 changes everything. Under the old system, this might have gone unnoticed for months, sometimes longer. Under the new system, the moment your bank balance tips above a threshold that triggers a flag, an alert is sent to the DWP, often within a single bank statement cycle. The system has also been built to look back 12 months. That means the DWP's data matching can identify what they call deprivation of capital, which is the act of moving or giving away money specifically to keep yourself under the savings limit. If you have given a lump sum to a family member in the past year and your balance is now sitting just under the limit, that could raise a red flag. Think about the situations that cause savings to move unexpectedly. An inheritance from a relative, a one-off compensation payment, a tax rebate from HMRC, a friend paying back a long-standing debt, money transferred from a joint account. Any of these could cause your balance to briefly spike above a threshold and trigger an automated flag before you have even had a chance to report the change to the DWP yourself. And here is the critical point. You only have one statement cycle in many cases before that flag arrives at the department. If you have not already reported the change by the time they receive the alert, it can look like you were hiding it. The DWP insists a human caseworker will always review the flag. They say no automatic decisions will be made. But that review process starts a clock. If you receive a letter asking for evidence and you do not respond in time, payments can be suspended. The DWP has warned claimants to keep records, to save bank statements, to document the source of any unusual deposit, and to report changes before they are flagged rather than after. Restriction number 2. Residency tracking and the overseas activity rule. This restriction has flown under the radar for most people, but it is one of the most significant changes in the entire program, and pensioners who travel abroad need to understand it immediately. As of March 2026, the bank monitoring system began tracking overseas ATM withdrawals and card usage to identify claimants who may be spending extended periods of time outside the United Kingdom. The trigger point for a flag in the current system is for consecutive weeks abroad. If your debit or credit card shows transactions in another country for more than 4 weeks continuously, a signal can be generated and sent to the DWP. Why does this matter for pensioners specifically? Pension credit has a residency requirement. You are generally required to be present in the UK and habitually resident here in order to receive it. If you are spending months abroad, whether that is visiting family in Pakistan, the Caribbean, Europe, or anywhere else in the world, and your bank account shows evidence of that through overseas spending patterns, the DWP now has a mechanism to identify that without you telling them. This is particularly concerning because many pensioners travel for legitimate medical reasons, family obligations, or simply to visit relatives they have not seen in years. A holiday does not disqualify you. A short trip does not disqualify you. But if your travel patterns suggest you are no longer habitually resident in the UK, that is a problem for your claim, and under the new system, the bank flags it before a DWP officer has even written you a letter. There is also an important point about mixed benefit households. If you receive both the state pension and pension credit, the state pension itself is completely excluded from these bank checks. The government has written that protection directly into the legislation. The state pension cannot be included in this monitoring program, and that protection cannot be removed by future regulations. However, the means-tested top-up pension credit that sits alongside your state pension is absolutely within scope. So your full pension is not at risk directly, but the additional support that allows millions of pensioners to heat their homes, eat properly, and cover their bills absolutely is. If you travel regularly, you need to keep a travel diary. You need to keep your flight tickets, hotel receipts, and evidence of when you left and when you returned. You need to make sure your DWP record accurately reflects your living situation and your usual place of residence. And if you are spending time abroad caring for a sick relative, document that clearly because it provides context that a caseworker will need when reviewing any flag your bank account generates. Restriction number 3. The HMRC income integration and the undeclared income flag. April 2026 specifically marked a major escalation in this program because it was the month when the DWP completed the full integration of HMRC income data with the bank balance monitoring flags. What that means in plain English is this. The DWP can now cross-reference what you have told them about your income with what HMRC knows about your income and with what your bank account shows coming in. If those three sources do not match, a flag is generated. For pensioners who receive pension credit, this creates a new risk that many people simply do not know about. The means-tested rules for pension credit mean that your total income from all sources is taken into account. That includes state pension income, any private or workplace pension you receive, any rental income, any regular payments from family members, any part-time earnings if you are still working in some capacity, and any other regular credits coming into your account that could look like income. Here is where innocent pensioners face real danger. Regular payments from a family member helping with bills, a daughter or son who transfers money each month to help their elderly parent cover food or heating costs, can appear in bank records as an undeclared income stream. The system does not automatically know it is family support. It sees a regular monthly credit. It compares that to the income you declared. And if the figures do not add up, the flag goes in. Back payments are another serious issue. If you received a lump sum back payment from the DWP, from HMRC, from a pension fund, or from any other source, that money now sitting in your account can be misidentified by automated systems as undeclared capital or income. The automated scan does not always know the difference between a one-off back payment you are entitled to and unexplained funds that suggest fraud. The system also looks for regular credits that suggest undeclared employment or self-employment. If you do any kind of paid work, even occasional, even informal, even just a few hours here and there, and that money goes through your bank, it needs to be declared. The integration with HMRC data means discrepancies will be visible in a way that was not possible before April 2026. And here is the other dimension to this that nobody is talking about loudly enough. When the DWP receives a flag from a bank check, they do not just look at the benefit that triggered the alert. If reviewing your pension credit leads them to discover something that also affects your housing benefit, they will look at that too. The DWP has stated clearly that if one benefit changes as a result of a verification notice, they may look again at other connected awards. That could mean either more support or less, but either way, it opens up your entire claim to fresh scrutiny. If this video has helped you understand what is happening with DWP bank checks in April 2026, please do three things right now. Hit the like button so this information reaches more pensioners who need to know about it. Subscribe to this channel because we cover every DWP, benefit, and pension update that affects you, and we will keep you posted as this program develops. And share this video right now with a family member, a friend, a neighbor, anyone you know who receives pension credit, universal credit, or ESA. They need to see this. They need to be prepared. One share from you could stop someone losing a benefit they have every right to. And if you want to know more, if you have a question about your specific situation, drop it in the comments below. I read them. Stay informed, stay protected, and I will see you in the next one.